Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lana and today I will be doing the I should have read that book tag. I was not tagged, but I found this tag and I thought it was interesting and so I'm doing it. So it was originally created on a blog at booksnest.co.uk. I'm gonna put the link in the description box below if you want to check it out. So let's get to the questions. Question number 1, a book that a certain friend is always telling you to read. This is tough. I don't really have a lot of people in like real life that I talk about books with. So I'm gonna go with a book from BookTube, and the first thing that comes to mind is Carrie Greenwood, and I first heard about that series from Rosie. I'm gonna link her channel below. She didn't even tell specifically me to read it. She just talked about the series and how it was so good, and after that it just kept coming up everywhere. I feel like I've never heard of it before, but after Rosie talked about it, I see it everywhere. And even though she's not, you know, always telling me to read it, but every time I see it I am reminded of how Rosie was recommending it, so I'm gonna go with that one. So question number 2, a book that's been on your TBR forever and yet you still haven't picked it up. I'm gonna go with The Tempest by William Shakespeare. I love Shakespeare. I first started getting into him when I was in acting school. Before that, I felt that his work was, you know, not accessible to me. I was intimidated, I was scared. I was particularly scared because I was studying in New York in English, and I felt that I was at such a big disadvantage because English already is not my mother tongue, and the English in Shakespeare's plays is, you know, Old English and I will not understand, and all of these other English speaking people will get it and I will not, and I could not have been more wrong. I found that I actually had an easier time than some people who've spoken English their whole life. I don't know if it's because already by me speaking English, I've already learned a different language and I've already experienced I don't know, having to speak differently to say the things that I want to say, if that makes any sense. I fell so hard for William Shakespeare during those classes. I adored working on Shakespeare plays, and later after I graduated I took part in like I did 2 plays by Shakespeare, and I always used, you know, one of his monologues in my auditions, and I adore William Shakespeare. That being said, I've not read all of his work. In fact, I haven't read many. I've read like 4 plays, I'm pretty sure. I feel like if you just open the book and you read it once, it will not have the same effect as if you actually take your time and analyze the text. And so one of the reasons why I've been holding off on reading The Tempest is because I want to do that. I want to go slowly and really get as much as I can from the text and not just read it at a normal pace. So it's kind of intimidating, but this year is the year I will read The Tempest. And actually this edition is awesome. There are a lot of additional information and explanations, and I look forward to finally getting to The Tempest. Next is a book in a series you've started but haven't gotten around to finishing yet. I started several series last year. all the books that I read in August for Magicalathon, I read the first book of, and since I've not continued those series. So all of those books, but the book that I want to talk to you is I wrote it on the little post-it, The Wrath of Wolves, and this is the 3rd book in the Dark is the Night series. Spoken ad nauseum about the series. I adored the 1st and the 2nd book in the series, but the reason why I am delaying getting to the 3rd book is because the 3rd book has different central characters. First book the light in the shadows, a light in the shadows. We follow James, and it's all set in Victorian England in a boarding school for boys, and there are a lot of paranormal things that are happening, some mysterious ghosts that the faculty is not allowing the boys to talk about. And we follow him and his group of friends and his love interest William, and then the second book is following him and William, with William being the narrator, and it's a few years after they left school. And so this third book, The Wrath of Wolves, follows two other boys that we met in the first book as they go on their own paranormal adventure. Yeah, so this is why I'm delaying the start of that book, just because I want to stay with James and William a little longer. Next is a classic you've always liked the sound of but never actually read. I always loved the sound of The Picture of Dorian Gray. I love the sort of gothicism, is that a word? of it. I like the idea of this handsome young man who hides his true nature in a portrait in the like attic, I think. Is it in the attic? Just like the combination of the time period and the element of a painting and nefarious things happening. I've never actually read this. I did see the movie a long time ago. I don't remember it very well, so I'm very unsure about the plot. I just know the premise. I know the premise that he has his painting, and the painting sort of shows his bad side and is growing older, but he isn't. But I have no idea like what happens next. So I'm actually really intrigued, and I am definitely planning to read this year. A popular book that it seems everyone but you has read, and I have to go with The Five by Holly Rubin Holst. Oh, I should not have used a pencil. I've been hearing about this book for what feels like years, even though it hasn't been that long. But so many people have spoken about how incredible it is. I think in like summer most people were reading it, and there was a lot of buzz in summer. But then now that everyone is doing their, you know, top books of 2020, it has come up so many times in so many videos that it kind of like the buzz is back. And I've been planning to read this. It's been on my TBR ever since the first time I've heard about it, but I definitely will need to pick it up sometime soon. A book that inspired a film or TV adaptation that you really love, but you just haven't read it yet. I've already mentioned my love for the BBC film, or is it series, Bleak House, that I've seen so many times. And yeah, I haven't read it yet. I do want to read it so bad. But something that I've not mentioned, which I don't know if it counts, is The Alienist. I adore the TV show. I really liked the first season, and I'm currently watching the second season. But I do have to say, I'm not sure if I want to read the book. I feel like I got enough from the TV show. But let me know if I'm wrong, if the book is better than the TV show, because I'm really enjoying the atmosphere, the premise, the characters of the show. And if the book is even better, let me know, because then I might check it out. Because right now I feel like I've seen it, I experienced the story, and I don't really feel the need to go back and read it in book form. And the last one, a book you see all over Instagram but haven't picked up yet. So for this question, I actually went on my Instagram and I scrolled through everything and all the stories, trying to see which book will come up the most. The book that came out 4 times is How to Do Nothing. And already this book is familiar because I've seen Ariel talk about it. I'm gonna link her channel below as well, as, you know, an incredible book that more people should read. It's a nonfiction book all about how we no longer know how to be bored, and the impact of social media on our lives, both the positive and the negative. And what a lot of people are saying, that this book is not necessarily giving you like facts after facts and telling you the truth, but it's sort of like giving you, you know, things to think about. It's not necessarily saying social media is bad. It's saying there is a negative impact that social media has on our lives, but it's also brought so much good. So it's sort of, it starts, I feel like it starts conversations and thought processes. And I know it's a short book, and a lot of people have been talking about it lately, so I definitely should check that one out. Anyway, these are all the questions that are in this tag. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm not gonna tag anyone, but if you wanna do this tag, please do it. And have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.